By 2026, the promise of agentic AI is that marketing campaigns essentially run themselves. The software plans the strategy, writes the copy, and deploys the assets with minimal human oversight. But here is the hard truth about scale. If your underlying strategy is flawed, high-speed execution just means you distribute those flaws to a massive audience in record time. A marketing automation platform, or MAP, sits right at the center of your tech stack. It acts as the central nervous system, wiring together your customer data sources, your cross-channel campaigns, and your CRM. It is tempting to view this software as a plug-and-play solution. In practice, a successful deployment requires months of setup, unifying scattered data, and negotiating handoffs with your sales team. So before you sign a contract, we need to look at what it actually takes, in terms of operations and personnel, to make these platforms work. Buying a marketing automation platform is an organizational commitment. You are reallocating resources towards systems architecture and cross-departmental alignment. The entire system runs on data ingestion. The platform constantly pulls in raw behavioral telemetry from your website, field records from your CRM, and historical context from customer data platforms. All of those scattered inputs are stitched together into a unified customer profile, which serves as the single source of truth for every action the platform takes. When those profiles are accurate, marketers build dynamic audience segments and trigger personalized messaging based on real-time behavior. To maintain that accuracy, the system requires aggressive, ongoing data hygiene. You have to constantly merge duplicates and scrub outdated records. Without that maintenance, bad data floods the system. A prospect might end up existing as 3 separate conflicting records. Once that happens, your targeting rules break down. Prospects receive irrelevant emails, and your pipeline reporting becomes totally unreliable. Without a dedicated data hygiene strategy, automation guarantees you will send the wrong message to the wrong person faster. To turn that data into action, platforms use workflows to orchestrate multi-touch, branched nurture sequences. This flowchart maps a standard prospect journey. A site visit leads to a form fill, which kicks off an email sequence. The logic then splits based on whether the prospect opens the message or ignores it. You educate prospects over long sales cycles without manually sending individual emails. But audiences drift. Contact behaviors change, making older sequences irrelevant. Left unchecked, you end up bombarding segments with too many messages, permanently damaging your email deliverability. These workflows require constant human supervision to keep the logic from breaking down and harming your reputation. Modern platforms embed generative AI to write copy on the fly, and predictive models to pinpoint the exact second a recipient is likely to engage. These autonomous agents can instantly spin up hundreds of variant tests and complex branching paths, executing at a scale no human team could match. This shifts the day-to-day operations of your team. You spend less time drafting individual subject lines and more time governing the logic of the intelligent systems doing the writing. It also changes the financial model. Software vendors are moving toward consumption-based pricing, charging you for the volume of AI actions your system executes. With an overwhelming flood of AI-generated content hitting inboxes, proving your sender identity and maintaining strict authenticity protocols are now strategic requirements to ensure your messages even get delivered. Integrating AI moves the required skill set from tactical execution to strategic governance. Once you have governed your data and executed your workflows, the platform has to decide who is ready for a conversation. That is handled by lead scoring. The system calculates a score by combining demographic fit, like a prospect's job title, with behavioral signals, like downloading a specific pricing guide. When prospects accumulate enough points, they convert into marketing qualified leads and route directly to the sales CRM. Establishing that threshold requires intense negotiation. Marketing and sales leadership must agree exactly on criteria that make a lead worth calling. If that agreement is missing, or if the sales team does not trust the marketing data, reps will simply ignore the leads. When that happens, the return on investment for the entire platform evaporates. No amount of automation software can fix a broken relationship between your sales and marketing departments. Selecting the right software means taking an honest look at your business model, the complexity of your sales cycle, and your existing technical stack. If you're operating a lean marketing team or small to mid-sized business, your priority is fast time to value. You need an all-in-one platform that is easy to deploy. This quadrant chart maps implementation complexity against audience volume. HubSpot and MailChimp populate the highly accessible bottom left corner. In the top right, enterprise B2B leaders managing complex account-based marketing need heavyweights like Marketo, Oracle Eloqua, or Salesforce. That power comes at a steep price, a 3 to 6 month implementation and mandatory certified consultants. Alternatively, if your focus is consumer scale, sending millions of high-volume, real-time messages without worrying about complex CRM handoffs, you would look outside this matrix entirely at specialized B2C platforms like Braze. Wait to price software until you have a documented demand generation strategy, clean, unified customer data, and fully aligned sales teams. The software will only execute the strategy you have already built.